Good afternoon, children. Welcome to today's social class. Okay, children, today we can wind up the seventh chapter of history, new questions and ideas. Okay, so today I am going to explain about the last point, that is the system of ashramas. The system of ashramas. Okay, around the time when Jainism and Buddhism were becoming popular, Brahmins developed the system of ashramas. Okay, so around the time when Jainism and Buddhism were becoming popular, that time Brahmins developed the system of ashramas. Who developed the system of ashramas? Brahmins. Okay, they developed the system of ashramas. Okay, before they already made the system of Varna system, they made then again when this Jainism and Buddhism become very popular, the people are attracted to Buddhism and Jainism. So that time the new system who developed Brahmins developed, that was known as system of ashramas. System of ashramas. Okay. Here the word ashrama does not mean a place where people live and meditate. Okay. So in the Buddhism and Jainism, they followed sanghas, okay, or associations they followed. Okay, in the sanghas they are meditating always. Okay, they were living in a one place they are choosing, and in that place they were meditating, and like that the life in sangha. Okay, but these ashramas was not like that. Okay, here the word ashramas does not mean a place where people live and meditate. It is used instead for a stages of life. Okay, instead of meditating, this was a stages of life. Okay, this is a stages of life. Okay, and four ashramas were recognized, four stages of life. Okay, that is brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and samnyasa. Brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and samnyasa were the four ashramas. Okay, four ashramas or four stages of life. Okay, Brahmin, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas, men were expected to lead simple lives and study the Vedas during the early years of their life. That was known as Brahmacharya. Okay, Brahmin, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, men were expected to lead simple lives and study the Vedas during the early years of their life. Okay, so during the early years of their life means maybe when they are started to study, okay, in the age of studies, that time they have to follow the brahmacharya. Okay, so Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, men were expected to lead simple lives and study the Vedas during the early years of their studies. Okay, that was known as brahmacharya, first stage. Okay, brahmacharya, actually that is a stages of studies. Okay, who are studying Brahmin, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. Okay, Shudras, they do not have right to study, and women also, they do not have right to study. Okay, so that was known as brahmacharya, first stage. Then second stage, then they had to marry and live as householders, grihastha. Okay, the second stage was known that then they had to marry and live as householders. That was known as grihastha. Okay, grihastha means second stage. After studies of Vedas, they have to marry and they have to live as a householders. Okay, so that is known as grihastha. Then third stage, then they have to live in the forest and become vanaprastha. Okay, so then they have to live in the forest and become vanaprastha after the household works. That means marrying and caring the woman, wife, and a children, and after that all kinds of responsibilities over. After that they have to move to the forest and become vanaprastha. Okay, become the vanaprastha. That was the third stages of life. Then finally they had to give up everything and become sannyasas. Okay, finally they had to give up everything they have to give up, and they become sannyasas. This was a four stages of life. Okay, this is a four stages of life, ashramas. The first one, that is brahmacharya. In that period, this Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya spent studies men's. Okay, they are studying Vedas. Okay, the second stage after studying, they are marrying and living. That is known as Grihastha. Okay, household days, Grihastha. After the Grihastha, third stage, Vanaprastha. They had to live in the forest and become Vanaprastha. Finally, they had to give up everything and become sannyasas. Okay, everything and become sannyasas. The system of ashramas allowed men to spend some part of their lives in meditation. Okay, it is also allowing meditation also. Generally, women were not allowed to study the Vedas. Okay, women and the last caste, Shudra, also not allowed to study Vedas, and and they had to follow the ashramas chosen by their husbands. Okay, women's have to follow the ashramas chosen by their husbands. Okay, so like the system, the women, they do not have right to study Vedas. They have to follow these ashramas which the husband that ashramas they have to follow. Okay, so that was a system of ashramas. Okay, so here one caste is excluded. Which caste? The lower caste Shudras were excluded, and women also can't study. Okay, then study Vedas, and Shudras they are excluded from the ashramas. Okay, and this was different from the sanghas. Why? Because sanghas always meditating. Okay, begging and living like that life. Okay, there is no much household life. Okay, who are like to follow the sangha, they have to leave everything and get permission from their masters and children, and they can go to sangha and they can live and they can meditate and beg. That is as a system of sangha. Okay, but these ashramas, this is 4 stages of life. They have to live like this way. Okay, these Hindus, they have to live like this way. First one, brahmacharya, how to study and live. First stage. Okay, it can be the study periods. Okay, then after that, grihastha. Okay, household is marry and living, and after overing all the responsibilities, and after that they have to go to the forest and vanaprastha. Stages of life. Okay, at last everything give up and they are living. That is, they are going to reach to God. Okay, that is the system. Okay, this was stages of life. They have to live through these stages. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, I think you understood these 4 stages of life ashramas: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasins. Okay, sannyasins. Okay, so today you have to read these points and underline important points. Okay, this topic you have to read and underline important points and make a describe the system of ashramas. Today's work, describe the system of ashramas and complete the textbook works also. Okay, exercise, is there any missing, that also you can do. So today's works, describe the system of ashramas and read the chapter and underline important points. Okay, thank you to listening my class.